Listening versus hearing, the key to building trust and connection. Did you know that one of the simplest skills, one that we often overlook, has the power to transform your relationships, boost your well-being, and even make you a better leader? It's something we do every day, yet most of us don't truly master it: listening. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into an often underestimated but incredibly powerful skill: listening. Whether in our personal lives, our workplaces, or even casual conversations, how well we listen can make a huge difference in our relationships, our mental health, and even our success as leaders. We're not just talking about hearing words, we're talking about actively engaging, understanding, and responding in a way that makes others feel valued and connected. Stick around as we uncover the science behind good listening and how you can start applying these skills to see real changes in your life. When I first stepped into a leadership role, a mentor gave me some simple but game-changing advice: above all else, make the time to listen to your team. At first, it seemed obvious, almost too basic. But as I gained more experience, I realized that those words held the foundation of effective leadership. Whether it's over a casual coffee chat, during scheduled one-on-ones, or through an open-door policy, creating intentional spaces to listen is one of the most valuable investments a leader can make. When you make time to truly listen, you're doing more than just hearing concerns or collecting feedback. You're building a culture where people feel valued, respected, and included. In a world full of distractions, giving someone your undivided attention speaks volumes. It shows your team that their voices matter, that their perspectives contribute to the bigger picture, and that you're genuinely invested in their growth and well-being. The dividends of making time to listen are immeasurable. Teams become more collaborative, trust deepens, and creativity thrives. When people feel heard, they're more likely to bring their best ideas forward, tackle challenges together, and remain committed even during tough times. And the best part? Listening isn't just good for your team, it also helps you as a leader gain insights, spot potential issues early, and guide your team with more empathy and precision. Remember, it's not about finding extra hours in the day, it's about being intentional with the time you already have. Even short, focused conversations where you're fully present can have a lasting impact. So, the next time you're with your team, resist the urge to rush through the conversation or multitask. Instead, pause, engage, and listen. You'll be surprised at how something so simple can bring out the best in your people and yourself. Listening isn't just a nice thing to do, it's a skill with tangible benefits that are backed by research. Studies consistently show that when people feel genuinely heard, trust and well-being naturally improve. In relationships, whether personal or professional, good listening builds stronger connections. It signals to the other person that you're not just hearing them out, but that you truly care about what they're saying. This deepens trust, fosters respect, and creates an environment where both parties can thrive. In the workplace, the advantages of good listening become even more apparent. Teams with leaders who listen tend to experience reduced burnout and higher job performance. In one study, employees who perceived their supervisors as good listeners reported lower emotional exhaustion, a key factor in workplace burnout. This reduced stress translated to better job satisfaction and overall performance. Moreover, these employees were more likely to stay committed to their organization and engage in positive behaviors like defending the company during criticism and helping out colleagues, even when it wasn't required. Think of it as a ripple effect. When leaders prioritize listening, it sets the tone for the entire organization. Employees feel more connected, understood, and motivated to contribute their best. On the flip side, when listening is neglected, it leads to disengagement, frustration, and ultimately, higher turnover. By simply honing your listening skills, you can create a more positive and supportive work environment, where people feel valued and are inspired to go the extra mile. It's clear that listening does more than just solve problems in the moment, it helps prevent bigger issues from arising down the line. Whether you're leading a team or building personal relationships, remember that listening is a powerful tool that can drive loyalty, enhance performance, and create a sense of belonging that everyone craves. Listening doesn't just strengthen relationships, it can also heal. A recent study explored how high-quality listening can help people bounce back after experiencing social rejection, a situation that often leads to loneliness and disconnection. The study found that when someone is listened to with genuine attention and empathy, it can significantly reduce feelings of isolation and help them reconnect with others. This research highlights just how powerful good listening can be in moments of vulnerability. But what exactly is high-quality listening? The study compared two types of listening, high-quality and moderate listening. High-quality listening is all about being fully present and engaged. Imagine a conversation where the listener makes consistent eye contact, nods in understanding, leans in slightly, and responds with thoughtful, open-ended questions. These behaviors show the speaker that they're not just being heard, they're being truly understood. In contrast, moderate listening is less engaged. While the listener might maintain eye contact and nod occasionally, they're more likely to be distracted, perhaps checking their phone or simply remaining silent without showing much interest. The difference may seem small, but these subtle cues make a big impact. In the study, participants who experienced high-quality listening reported feeling more connected to their listeners and experienced a greater sense of autonomy, which led to a significant reduction in loneliness. Even small gestures like leaning in or asking a follow-up question can transform a conversation from a mere exchange of words into a meaningful connection. The takeaway here is clear: it's not just about listening, it's about how you listen. Being fully present, showing genuine interest, and responding thoughtfully can turn a casual conversation into a moment of deep connection. Whether you're supporting a friend going through a tough time or leading a team discussion, practicing high-quality listening can bridge gaps, rebuild trust, and create stronger, more resilient relationships. While we often think of listening as something we do for the benefit of others, the act of truly listening brings powerful advantages to the listener as well. Research shows that when we actively engage in high-quality listening, it doesn't just make the speaker feel valued and understood, it also boosts our own self-esteem, self-efficacy, and sense of competence. By being fully present and focused on someone else's words, we sharpen our ability to understand different perspectives, solve problems, and navigate complex situations. This builds our confidence in our own communication skills and reinforces our role as a supportive, empathetic presence. In essence, listening becomes a two-way street. On one side, the speaker feels acknowledged and connected, experiencing the emotional relief of being truly heard. On the other side, the listener develops a greater sense of purpose and fulfillment. This mutual exchange creates a virtuous cycle. As we become better listeners, we see the positive impact on those around us, which in turn reinforces our belief in the power of listening and motivates us to keep improving this skill. Practicing good listening also fosters a deeper sense of connection and empathy. By putting ourselves in someone else's shoes and focusing on their words and emotions, we naturally become more attuned to their needs and experiences. This helps us build stronger relationships, whether at work, at home, or in social settings. In fact, regularly engaging in high-quality listening can create a more supportive and collaborative environment, where everyone feels heard and understood, leading to healthier interactions and a greater sense of community. Ultimately, good listening is a win-win. It enhances the well-being of both the speaker and the listener, making it a skill worth developing for anyone who values growth, connection, and meaningful relationships. By investing in our listening abilities, we not only become better communicators, we also build a foundation for trust, collaboration, and mutual respect in every area of our lives. Before we wrap up, it's important to clarify a common misconception: hearing and listening are not the same thing. Hearing is passive, it's simply the physical act of perceiving sound. We can hear someone speaking without truly engaging with what they're saying. Listening, on the other hand, is active and intentional. It involves not just processing words, but making sense of them, understanding the emotions behind them, and showing the speaker that they're genuinely being heard. Good listening isn't just about nodding along or saying, "I understand." It requires specific behaviors that convey attention, comprehension, and positive intention. In counseling psychology, effective listening is often described as creating a safe space where the speaker feels free to express themselves without fear of judgment. The listener's role is to offer empathy and support, understanding what the speaker is going through and helping them navigate their thoughts and emotions. This approach emphasizes creating an environment of trust, where people feel comfortable being vulnerable and open. In social psychology, listening in everyday settings, like at work or in casual conversations, is defined by behaviors that demonstrate engagement and respect. This includes making consistent eye contact, leaning in slightly to show interest, nodding at appropriate times, and asking open-ended questions that encourage the speaker to share more. These small, yet impactful actions signal to the speaker that you're not just hearing them, but that you're actively processing their words and genuinely care about their message. At its core, good listening is about presence and intention. It's about being fully in the moment with the speaker and creating a space where they feel valued and understood. Whether in professional or personal settings, the difference between merely hearing and truly listening can lead to deeper, more meaningful interactions. It turns conversations into opportunities for connection, growth, and mutual understanding, helping us build stronger relationships across all areas of our lives. Now that we've covered the science and benefits of good listening, let's shift to some practical advice you can start using right away. First and foremost, maintain eye contact. It's a simple gesture, but it signals to the speaker that they have your full attention. Consistent eye contact shows that you're engaged in the conversation and genuinely interested in what's being said. It's one of the quickest ways to build trust and make the other person feel valued. Next, use gestures like nodding and leaning in to reinforce your attentiveness. Nodding occasionally not only shows agreement or understanding but also encourages the speaker to continue. Leaning slightly toward the person as they speak conveys interest and helps establish a closer connection. These nonverbal cues are subtle but powerful in creating an atmosphere of warmth and empathy, making it clear that you're fully present in the moment. Another key practice is asking open-ended questions. Rather than giving simple yes/no responses, these questions invite the speaker to elaborate on their thoughts and feelings. For instance, instead of asking, "Did you like the project?" you might say, "What did you find most interesting about the project?" This approach encourages deeper discussion and shows that you're not just hearing words, you're interested in understanding the whole picture. And remember, avoid distractions. Put your phone away, ignore background noise, and focus solely on the person in front of you. Distractions can easily disrupt the flow of conversation and make the other person feel like they're not a priority. But beyond these techniques, perhaps the most important aspect of good listening is showing empathy and being fully present. Listening isn't just about gathering information, it's about connecting on a human level. When someone is sharing something meaningful or challenging, they're often looking for more than just a solution, they want to feel understood. By practicing empathy, acknowledging their emotions, and responding with care, you create a safe space where real connection can happen. Ultimately, effective listening is about quality, not just quantity. It's about dedicating your full attention, engaging thoughtfully, and showing that you're invested in the other person's experience. Whether at work, with friends, or in any social setting, these small changes can lead to more meaningful interactions, stronger relationships, and a deeper sense of connection in every conversation. To wrap things up, let's revisit the key takeaways from today's video. Listening is more than just hearing words, it's about creating a space where others feel valued, understood, and connected. When you listen with intention, empathy, and attention, you open the door to stronger relationships, enhanced well-being, and better performance in both your personal and professional life. Good listening can be the foundation for trust, mutual respect, and meaningful conversations that enrich our connections. Now, here's a challenge for you. In your daily interactions, whether at work, at home, or with friends, make a conscious effort to listen actively. Maintain eye contact, lean in, ask those open-ended questions, and show you're fully present. You might be surprised at how these small shifts can lead to deeper connections and more positive outcomes in your relationships. If you found these insights helpful and want to learn more about improving your relationships and personal growth, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts or experiences, and hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Let's keep building a community focused on growth, connection, and the art of truly listening. I am Tony.